In this session, we are going to solve previous year's questions from NEET of 11th chapter 3, classification of elements and periodicity in properties. Question 1. The ions O2 minus, F minus, Na plus, Mg2 plus and Al3 plus are isoelectronic. Their ionic radii show option A, a significant increase from O2 minus to Al3 plus. Option B, a significant decrease from O2 minus to Al3 plus. Option C, an increase from O2 minus to F minus and then decrease from Na plus to Al3 plus. Option D, a decrease from O2 minus to F minus and then increase from Na plus to Al3 plus. But we know for isoelectronic species, ionic radii decreases as the charge on species increases. So ionic radii decreases from O2 minus to Al3 plus. Option B. Question 2. Ionic radii are A, inversely proportional to effective nuclear charge. B, inversely proportional to square of effective nuclear charge. C, directly proportional to effective nuclear charge. Or D, directly proportional to square of effective nuclear charge. Question 2. Ionic radii is inversely proportional to effective nuclear charge because ionic radii in the nth orbit is given by Rn is equal to n square a naught by z, where a naught is Bohr radius of hydrogen atom and z is effective nuclear charge. So ionic radii is inversely proportional to effective nuclear charge. Question 2 is option A. Question 3. Which one of the following arrangements represents the correct order of electron gain enthalpy with a negative sign of the given atomic species? Electron gain enthalpy is a molar enthalpy change accompanying the addition of an electron to an atom or ion. Generally, it increases on moving from left to right in a period, and in a group it decreases as the size increases, with some exceptions. And fluorine is one exception because the electron-electron repulsion present in its relatively compact 2p subshell do not easily allow the addition of an electron. But chlorine, because of its comparatively bigger size than fluorine, allows the addition of an extra electron more easily. And the values for electron gain enthalpy of oxygen is minus 1.48, which is greater than sulfur, which is minus 2.0. It is greater than, it is less. Oxygen minus 1.48 is lesser than sulfur, which is minus 2, and minus 2 is lesser than minus 3.6, which is the electron gain enthalpy of fluorine, and minus 3.8 is the electron gain enthalpy of chlorine. So therefore the correct option is D. Question 4. Which of the following is the most basic oxide? SiO2 is acidic oxide, Al2O3 is amphoteric, Sb2O3 is amphoteric, but Bi2O3 is basic. So option D. Question 5. Which one of the following orders is not in accordance with the property stated against it? Fluorine is greater than chlorine, greater than bromine, greater than iodine, bond dissociation energy. But the values for bond dissociation energy of fluorine is 38, of chlorine is 57, and of bromine is 45.5, and of iodine is 35.6. So therefore option A is wrong. It is not in accordance with the property stated against it. But oxidizing power, fluorine is greater than chlorine is greater than bromine is greater than iodine, it is correct. And acidic property in water, hydrogen iodide, hydrogen bromide, hydrogen chloride, hydrogen fluoride, it is correct. Electronegativity, fluorine is the most electronegative, then chlorine, then bromine, then iodine. So option A is not in accordance. Question 6. Identify the correct option of the size of the following: calcium, potassium, argon, chlorine, and sulfur. These are isoelectronic species, and in isoelectronic species, ionic radii of anions, which means the negative ions, anions, is more than that of cations, positive ions. The size of anion increases with increase in negative charge, and size of cation decreases with increase in positive charge. So the correct option is option A. Ca2 plus has the least ionic radii, then followed by K plus, potassium, followed by argon, then chlorine, then sulfur. 7. With which of the following electronic configuration an atom has the lowest ionization enthalpy? Question 7. option B, 1s2 2s2 2p6 3s1, has the lowest ionization enthalpy. Ionization enthalpy is the amount of energy required to remove the outermost or the loosely bonded electron, and 3s1 is the most loosely bonded electron among these options, so it has the least ionization enthalpy. Question 8. Which one of the following ionic species has the greatest proton affinity to form stable compound? It is option A, NH2 minus has the greatest proton affinity to form stable compound. Question 9. Which one of the following arrangements does not give the correct picture of the trends indicated against it? Fluorine is greater than chlorine is greater than bromine is greater than iodine. Bond dissociation energy. Again, this is wrong because chlorine comes first, then bromine, then fluorine, then iodine. So option A is wrong. Option B, fluorine is greater than chlorine is greater than bromine is greater than iodine. Electronegativity is correct. Option C, fluorine is greater than chlorine is greater than bromine is greater than iodine. Oxidizing power, it is correct. Option D, fluorine is greater than chlorine, it is greater than bromine, is greater than iodine. Electron gain enthalpy, it is wrong because again chlorine comes here. Chlorine is greater than fluorine, is greater than bromine, is greater than iodine. So option A and D both do not follow the trends given. Question 10. Among the elements with following electronic configurations, which one of them may have the highest ionization energy? This is not so. It may be option B and D because fully filled and half filled shells are more stable. Here 2 are half filled, but option D is correct because 3d 10 electrons provide shielding effect and this will be loosely bonded, they can be easily removed. So the highest ionization enthalpy is for neon 3s2 3p3. Option D is correct. Question 11. The correct order of the decreasing ionic radii among the following isoelectronic species is? Among isoelectronic species, ionic radii increases with increase in negative charge because the effective nuclear charge decreases. Similarly, ionic radii decreases with increase in positive charge since the Z effective increases. So the correct option is option C. Sulfur is then chlorine, then potassium, then calcium. Question 12. Which one of the following represents the correct order of increasing electron gain enthalpy with negative sign for the elements oxygen, sulfur, fluorine and chlorine? It is oxygen, then sulfur, then chlorine, so it is option B. Because fluorine has the highest electron affinity in the periodic table. Fluorine, being a member of group 17, has higher electron gain enthalpy than sulfur, which belongs to group 16. And also this is in turn higher than the electron affinity of oxygen atom. Thus chlorine is greater than fluorine, is greater than sulfur, then it is greater than oxygen. 13. Among the elements calcium, magnesium, phosphorus and calcium, chlorine, the order of increasing atomic radii is? The atomic radii decreases on moving from left to right in a period. Thus order of sizes for chlorine, phosphorus and magnesium is chlorine is lesser than phosphorus, which is less than magnesium. Down the group size increases, so therefore the overall order is chlorine is the least, then comes phosphorus, then magnesium, then calcium. So option B. 14. Among the following, which one has the highest cation to anion size ratio? Cation to anion size ratio will be maximum when cation is maximum size and the anion should be minimum. So here cesium is the maximum, has maximum size among cations, and fluorine has minimum size among anions. So correct option is option B, CSF. 15. What is the value of electron gain enthalpy of sodium Na plus if first ionization enthalpy, i.e. 1 of sodium is 5.1 electron volt? So ionization enthalpy is the energy required to remove an electron from the outermost shell, and electron gain enthalpy is the energy gained, energy released from the atom to gain an electron. So it should be the opposite of the first one. This is ionization enthalpy and this is electron gain enthalpy. So with the minus sign, it is minus 5.1 volt electron volt, option A. 16. Identify the wrong statement in the following. Option A, amongst isoelectronic species, smaller the positive charge on the cation, smaller is the ionic radius. It is wrong one, because amongst isoelectronic species, larger the positive charge on the cation, smaller is the ionic radius. Option B, amongst isoelectronic species, greater the negative charge on the anion, larger is the ionic radii. It is correct. Atomic radius of the elements increases as one moves on the first group of the periodic table. It is true. Option D, atomic radius of the elements decreases as one moves across from left to right in the second period of the periodic table. So only wrong is option A. 17. Which one of the following arrangements represents the correct order of least negative to most negative electron gain enthalpy for carbon, calcium, aluminium, fluorine and oxygen? Electron gain enthalpy becomes less negative from top to bottom in a group, while it becomes more negative from left to right within a period. So the correct option is option D. 18. Which one of the following orders of ionic radii is correctly represented? So here it seems that in the first option, the parent atom should be in the middle, because cations lose electrons and are smaller in size than the parent atom, and anions gain electron and are larger in size than the parent atom. Hence the order should be H minus, then H, the parent atom, then H plus. It is wrong. The second option is also wrong, because O2 minus is of the largest size, not smaller. And the third option is also wrong, because O2 minus is larger than F minus. And the fourth option is also wrong, because N3 minus is larger than both of these. So none of them is correct. Question 19. The species argon, potassium and calcium contain the same number of electrons. In which order do their radii increase? In case of isoelectronic species, radius decreases with increase in nuclear charge. So it is option A. Calcium is lesser than potassium, which is lesser than argon. 20. In which of the following options the order of arrangement does not agree with the variation of property indicated against it? Option A, iodine, bromine, chlorine, fluorine. Iodine is less than bromine, which is lesser than chlorine, which is lesser than fluorine. Increasing electron gain enthalpy. Correct order for electron gain enthalpy is, first one is iodine, then bromine, then fluorine, then chlorine. So option A is wrong. B, lithium is lesser than sodium, is lesser than potassium, is lesser than rubidium. Increasing metallic radius. It is correct. Option C, Al3 plus is lesser than Mg2 plus, is lesser than Na plus, is lesser than F minus. Increasing atomic size. It is correct. Here boron is lesser than carbon, lesser than nitrogen, lesser than oxygen. Increasing first ionization enthalpy. But the correct order for this is boron is lesser than carbon, lesser than oxygen, which is lesser than nitrogen. It is option D. So option A and D are wrong. 21. The element Z is equal to 114 has been discovered recently. It will belong to which of the following family or group and electronic configuration? So the element 114 is flerovium, and its electronic configuration is radon, Rn, 5f14, 6d10, 7s2 and 7p2. It is option A, seems, and also it belongs to carbon family. So option A is correct. 22. Which of the following oxides is most acidic in nature? In metals, on moving down the group, metallic character increases. So basic nature increases, hence the most acidic will be BeO, option B. 23. The correct order of atomic radii in the group 13 element is option A, boron. B is lesser than aluminum, which is lesser than indium, which is lesser than gallium, which is lesser than thallium. It is wrong, because aluminum is greater than gallium. So only option is D, boron, then gallium, then aluminum, then indium, then thallium. 23, option D. 24. For the second period elements, the correct increasing order of first ionization enthalpy is. Ionization enthalpy is the energy required to remove the loosely bonded electron from the outermost electron shell. So as you know, as we move across a period, ionization enthalpy increases because of increased nuclear charge and decrease in atomic radii. But abnormal values are observed for beryllium, nitrogen and neon due to extra stability of half-filled and fully filled orbitals. So the correct Order is first comes lithium, then boron, then beryllium, then carbon, then oxygen, then nitrogen, then fluorine, then neon. So correct option is option C. 25. Identify the incorrect match. So A, anyl anium, option A. C is 3. Anyl hexium is C borium. It is correct. 106. Then D, 4. Anium is downstadium. It is wrong because 110. Downstadium is 110 and the IUPAC name is anilium. So the wrong option is B. Let's see the next one. C. A is 1, mendelevium. Anium is mendelevium. It is correct. 101, anilanium. Then option D. B, anyl trium is lawrencium. It is correct. 103 is lawrencium. So the wrong option is option B. 26. Match the following. Carbon monoxide CO is neutral. A is 2. Then BaO is basic. B is 1. CAl2O3 is amphoteric. C is 4. Then DCl2O7 is acidic. So the correct option is option D. That's it. Thank you. Like, subscribe and share.